give them.
Also, Dota's a bunch of followers and no innovators, so maybe it does just take that one guy to play the hero, and all of a sudden people think it's good. I mean, that is how Dota is, right?
That happens.
It is a lot.
Oh, yeah, I can.
I do agree. Timbersaw's a bad hero, though. Don't try to innovate with that if it's a team I like, please. But if it's a bad team I don't like, do it.
One innovator going, but this is a holy vessel or whatever. What's it called?
Holy Locket.
Holy Locket. This is a Holy Locket hero. And then for there was that 1 week where oh, Timbersaw's back. Holy Locket's an item as well. What a thing. Oh, no, it's still bad.
No, they still get Spirit Vesseled.
Yeah.
He still gets Spirit Vesseled. He still gets broken. He still gets... He still doesn't get hit for, 20 seconds, and all of a sudden, oh, hey, he's actually super squishy. That's a lot of problems.
Interesting opening. Some team fight here. I don't mind either of them. Let's see what we got. Okay, I like the Spear Breaker. I thought they were going to first pick it. It's decent. You assume. Okay, with Beast Coast. Well, give me a second. I got to think.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'll try not to.
Third pick
Oh, God. Okay,
Classic.
This is a rough one, right? Now you have this Enigma Omni Knight. It's rough for Ulsa Gaming. Beast Coast, they're pretty much happy. They're happy just literally sitting in lanes and farming now. And they
Probably Troll Warlord's their pick.
Yeah.
That's what people have been picking with Omni Knight. I'd say it's Troll and Sven are the two main heroes. You just pick a hero that mans the hell up.
Yep.
And that's about the best one I can think of here for Beast Coast fourth pick.
And we've seen it a lot already, too. We've
Yep.
seen Omni Troll. We know it's successful, and I'm sure these teams know that as well.
And it's pretty good against Sven Spearbreaker, too.
Shadow Demon, that seems to be the counter to Old Sut Gaming. I believe it's been picked 4 times against them now. The teams are just like, they don't know how to deal with
Just
this
don't pick
1-5
Ursa,
hero. Yeah.
Please, Ursa Legion.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind that
Pango.
hero against heroes like Shadow Demon. You don't lose movement speed during your ultimate, right? No matter what. Like if you're Shadow Demon Purge, you'll still go
you're good.
roll the same speed.
And I believe Versatis, he's a Pango spammer, right?
Chives is a Pango
Chives is a Pango spammer. Okay. I think they both are. So and that's their 4-3, right? So as we said last game, could be a 4, could be a 3.
You clear Eidolons nicely too.
Well, no, it has to be a 3 or a 2. Never mind. They have Spirit Breaker Warlock. Sorry.
The disarm is really good versus Troll, which, I mean, with OD banned, I feel like Troll is the obvious pick for Beast Coast.
What about PA? Is that too crazy?
I still like the hero, but no other team I've seen has picked it or like. That's the weird thing. Am I seeing something wrong? But it's very aggressive.
She's usually pretty slow as a hero, to come online. Is why she's generally not picked. I just think she's pretty good against Pango, is why I mentioned it.
How do you feel about her against Sven?
That's what I mean, where she's slow, right? Yeah. So it's she's good if you get past that early game, but they go for Morphling, the more traditional meta carry. Benefits from Omni Knight as well.
I was just going to say, have we seen any Morphling Omni Knight hijinks?
There can
Yeah,
be.
we've seen it a couple
Yeah,
times.
Yeah,
but
it's double heavenly if you truly want. Not on yourself, but, one-on-one, whatever.
I'd put it both on myself.
See it a lot against Omni Knights, because Morph becomes a much stronger pick before level 20 talent if you're against an Omni Knight.
But now you got the Does.
You've got the
Does.
Yeah. I feel like Morphling is always best suited when there are 3 or 4 positions that have natural mobility of some kind. That's when Morphling really just starts going off.
Yeah, Pango's really good to morph into as well.
Yeah.
Super fun, honestly, to watch because you just zip-zooping all over the place with your mobility.
I like that 23 Savage clip where he turns into an Earthshaker with Aghanim Scepter. It's these sort of double mobility. You can turn into 2 different heroes and both of them have extreme mobility. Your hero just starts becoming broken. Same reason why Ember Spirit Ags level 25 looks so broken.
Yeah.
So it's the Gabe Wooding pick for Old Sut Gaming to bring it back from the depths of despair.
They see Death Prophet.
I thought about Death Prophet.
That's what it is, Quap. That's what I was going to say.
I was a little bit surprised they picked Death Prophet because I didn't think you liked that against Sven.
Why not?
Maybe you just have just the burst damage.
Yeah, it used to be a common counter. During the old Death Prophet meta, I remember distinctly PPD mentioning how it's you always go for Sven at that point. He provides the armor and he has the heavy burst and it's great against Death Prophet.
You have so many saving mechanisms, right?
Yeah, I was going to say you have 2 saves is why.
You have thousands of saves, Mech and Disruption and Omni Knight. Morphling morphs in the Omni. Got that save there.
Okay, so I got a story about it's Bleak and Ike's Mike since one of each team. So I was at TI9, and I remember we were going to get pho. It was me and Bleak. This is actually one of the first times I met him. I was going with someone else who knew him, and we went to go get pho, and people don't know I don't know how to use chopsticks, so I get the little spoon use fun. I ate the entire thing with only the spoon, and Bleaker's like, you know what? That's not even the craziest way I've seen pho eaten. I watched Mike eat it with his hands.
Oh, man.
So it turns out I was only half uncultured, luckily.
Have you ever thought about trying to learn how to use?
I don't mind it.
chopsticks?
I'm just like, why use chopsticks for pho if you can literally lift the noodles with the spoon and you get the liquid? Isn't that better? Don't you want to combine them? Am I wrong?
It's hard to argue with your logic ever.
Dude, you're definitely not wrong that like spoon and fork are.
It's just better for eating pho because then you get
if you
the
just wanna
broth
get the food in
and
your
that.
mouth, it's the best.
Yeah. I don't know. Looking at this, honestly, I don't hate Old Sud Gaming's draft. I think Beast Coast, obviously, they are a much better team. You have an Enigma as well as a Death Prophet and Omni, so grouping up is going to be very, very easy for them. But if they just try to like farm all over the map and get really greedy, you're going against a Spear Breaker Pango. It's going to be tough. I think they just need to play calm, and Beast Coast should have it.
Old Suck definitely have to win their lanes really hard.
Oh, they'll
Look at that.
look at that win-loss. 3,800, 1,700. That's not shabby.
Is this a Smurf?
Bleak.
41 and 12 on Sven.
No, he played TI2. He played carry.
I'm just saying,
He's
like
pretty
41 and 12 on any hero
Yeah.
at the high
I mean, he
level.
has 2,000 more wins and losses overall too. So
Yeah, he
it's
must
pretty
play
good.
a lot of party queue.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all he doesn't have. He hasn't had a rank in about 6 months.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't blame him. I think solo queue is the biggest hindrance to a lot of up-and-coming players.
Wasn't it Solo who said something recently about
Yeah.
combining the two? What do you guys think about that? Combining the MMRs of party and solo? I can't remember what the logistics of how it would work, but
I mean, you just got to. I don't think you could do that. You just have to get rid of. If you really want party queue to work, you have to get rid of solo. Like, there's no way people will ever pick.
So just
party
having
over
an
solo.
MMR is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I don't know. I like party queue. That's all I play now. I hate solo
Dota
games.
is a team game.
It
It's hard
is.
to argue.
It's
you
a
know, it's
social
like
game.
you want to play with your friends. You want to play with teammates even.
If party queue is better balanced, I would enjoy it a lot. I feel like I'm either playing with players like Monkeys Forever, who are all these top 100 players, and we're
Yeah.
just dumpstering everybody, or I'm playing with friends who are much lower MMR, and it ends up me being 1v5,
Yeah.
and that's not fun
And
either.
that's the thing, right? I think you'd have to get rid of solo queue because then if you did, right, all the players
better
would have
players.
to play him, and then you wouldn't have these 10-minute queues. You just have a 1-minute queue against good
Yeah.
players, but that'll never happen, right?
That's what I mean. So like,
Yeah.
I like party queue in theory, but then it ends up
It
always
never
being
works.
like that, and I'm just like, this could be so much more.
What
I
if they
agree.
took just one day a week?
Oh,
Solo
party
queues
queue?
disabled. Party Tuesdays, you know?
Party
Well, Party
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays would literally be everyone not playing Dota and going out to party then.
Tuesday, time to play this game
I don't know,
instead.
there's too many, right, all the pub stars love solo queue. That's
Yeah.
the problem, and they are, like, the main thing of Dota at this point.
Maybe if you supplement it with some sort of league on the side for the top to be able to keep squaring up against each other.
It'd be fun. If they brought Champions Cup back or whatever for TI, I can't believe more people didn't abuse that. Not abuse it,
Yeah.
even just playing it,
That's
right?
right. Yeah,
They
I
really
totally
should have.
forgot
2
about
years
that.
ago, I think? Yeah. That was when an NA stack went over to SCA because they won a battle cup. They were just vacationing in Australia, and they won a battle cup there, so they got to play Champions Cup in SCA.
All right, lanes are decided. We see Mike Shadow Demon with Leo's Morph here at the bottom going against the Pango Spirit Breaker duo. Mike trying to keep the Spirit Breaker in check as much as possible, but it's going to be a hardy trade. Meanwhile, mid lane, Qualifiers Death Prophet. And then that leaves Omni here up at the top goal. Brax doing his thing in the lane while Enigma's farming through the jungle.
What's the Warlock just pulls this, right?
Yep.
That's all you do.
You have to pull, otherwise you get out XP'd by the fact that he's denying on Enigma.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you don't really do anything to Omni Knight either, right? So
Literally
the only
nothing.
time you don't pull is when you can somehow do something to him.
You guys like the new Warlock W? I mean the look of it with this Immortal or whatever.
I haven't actually not seen it.
Okay,
It's
let me throw it
kinda
up.
neat.
It's crazy. It's big. It's in your face.
It's, some people may
Yeah.
say pay to lose because it's one of those things you definitely see.
whoa.
Like, whoa, what's that?
yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, I hate that spear. I hate Stout Shield, Orb of Venom, 3 tangos, and you use your 3 tangos, and now you're useless. He should just go suicide already, I think.
You talking about Spearbreaker?
Yeah.
He can just charge back in, right? So you just
Yeah,
hit TP
exactly.
base
That's why I
and-
like it. And see, now he has nothing. If he just gives up a first blood here for no reason.
Well, I think he could have
Or-
just
It's
used
level
it.
1. I think he
He's actually
should
just
TP right
dead.
now.
He's dead, isn't he?
He is now at
Is
5.
He should have
Isn't
TP'd
5
like
stacks
20 seconds ago.
It doesn't multiply anymore, but it still gives you the extra damage. Yeah, he's just suiciding in our
okay.
tower.
420 is how
Yeah,
you
that's what I
Just
mean.
TP.
I don't know.
It's a level 1 Shadow Demon. As soon as the 4 stack hits you, you'd be like, okay, see you later.
Pretty sure the 3 stack should have been enough to.
Make
I
you
guess
just
he
go.
didn't have charge yet, is why he didn't TP.
Oh, you're right. He can't just charge back.
Which I think is a mistake
Well,
in the
that's why-
first place.
Well, that's why I don't like it if you don't. If
Yeah.
you only go the tangos, you have no regen,
You
and he's not
definitely
going to
go charge.
suicide. Yeah.
You definitely go charge if you're going level 1 set of tangos. So very weird decision there.
Quick
Agreed.
Pause
Mike's
comes out.
apologizing to us, and they're already ready.
No reason, but looks like just a bit of a hiccup. We're back into it here.
You ever have to pause for hotkeys BSJ when you're playing pro?
Yes, I
And
do.
why? What happens
Oh.
then? Because how does it always just change?
What the main issue they have that's a bug, but that someone can mention on summer cleaning, by the way, is that when you have quick cast and normal cast on different abilities, so like on Ember, I use Remnants on quick cast, but his Sleight of Fist on normal cast, randomly, out of nowhere sometimes, you'll just have no hotkeys at the start of the game.
Ooh.
Like you'll actually, none of your abilities will be hotkeyed.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
so
Yeah.
what happens
that
to me
makes sense.
though is when I'm playing Morphling in the middle of a game, I'll morph into an Ember that I just played like 4 games ago, and I have no hotkeys when I morph into Ember, and I'm like,
You have to pause.
I actually have to pause.
You have, yeah.
I'm like,
even if you're in a fight, yeah, you don't have anything.
I'm
yeah.
like, I just morphed into Ember, and I can't. I have to manually click Sleight of Fist.
that would be a good fix. Almost a lot better than all the other ones that are being
You
suggested
mean like
right
delete
now.
Tinker? And at the top?
Delete 12 of the heroes.
I'm glad everyone's taking it so seriously.
It's actually a pretty big bug that needs to
It
be
is, for
fixed. To be
sure.
honest, it's ruined a lot of pubs for me where I
And
die
it's
randomly
kind
or miss
of
a
common.
kill.
I'm a quick cast user, and if I play Darkseer, I don't want to use his ult with quick cast. I want
Yeah.
to target it out. So
Yeah.
that's a non-quick cast, use.
Yeah, there's a reason why they've given you the option to put certain abilities on quick cast and certain abilities on not, and then if you do it half and half on a hero, it just it's not predictable either. It randomly happens.
Really?
It's-
I went a bracer?
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, on what hero? Death Prophet?
Yeah, I see it sometimes. Oh, nice.
This
They're gonna
bracer value, though.
Uh,
Bracer value, though.
Excuse me, Bracer?
Is not there at the death to get the XP, but does put up a good fight, and it's enough to at least take the Spirit Breaker down. But it's 2-2.
It's good.
Spirit Breaker's rotation over.
Quap needed that. She was falling behind.
Oh yeah, that is quite the
Yeah, see, it's gigantic.
flamboyant, I would say.
Uh-oh, I'm falling apart here. Bottom lane. It's Leo getting the jump on the chives. The Morph is able to take down the Bango.
Brax caught you snoozing there.
He did.
Damn, denies the rune.
What was it?
I believe it was
DD.
okay.
Wait, why did he deny it?
I think
think-
he was afraid that he couldn't walk.
He was
to
gonna
the
die
DD.
if he went to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and was gonna
Okay.
get caught by Death Prophet.
Bounty time here in about
That
10
hurts because
seconds.
he just had the bottle coming too.
Everybody
Mike?
trying to swing it up a bit. Mike gets the quick disruption on the charge. They will grab their side. Dire will do the same. Radiant, were they able to grab the top? Oh my god.
No, they were not. He
They were
dies
not.
and they lose the rune.
Brax able to get that takedown. Heads right back to lane. Eats the stun, which seems to last no time at all. And they begin to swing it out like gentlemen.
Dude, when's the carry Omni Knight with this build? Just go SNY Satanic first items on Omni Knight. That'd be a dank.
I think you have to have like a Radiance in
I was
there
just
or
going to
something.
say, I think Radiance used to be the old classic core
Yeah.
Omni.
I just want
thing.
95% stats for this. That's what
I'm
all
saying,
about.
like, in order to make the 95%
like,
stats
do
resistance like
something,
relevant, yeah.
All right. Trouble here for Spirit Breaker. 3 charges there. He could. Oh, actually just not enough to get the finish. It is only level 1, but they do get it there.
Mike's a top tier 5 position player. He purposely calculated, I'm going to leave this guy with 1 hit from my Morphling to finish him off.
Boy's a beast.
Do you legit like his support better than his offlane?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I mean, this one, I don't mean to be mean, but Mike is not that mechanically gifted as a player, but he does, you make fun of him, but he does
Hey,
understand
man.
Dota at a
Team
pretty
Red,
good level.
Star Ladder, that
Yeah.
Bat Rider.
Yep.
Oh my God, he had a wonderful first half of that tournament.
He did.
And then they fell off.
He's
a very
too
smart
selfless, I think, to play core. I don't know how else to word it. He doesn't prioritize himself enough ever. Like,
Sometimes you have to.
sometimes as a core, you just have to be like, I need this for my game, and I'm going to carry this game, even from the off lane. And if you don't do that ever from the off lane, then it makes it really hard to play competitive. Any core role has to be prepared to take over the game at any point, depending on what hero you're playing.
And this is a really good play by Radiant. It's
Yep.
it's the siege unit. They just pop ulti. They know there's literally no defense except what a Fatal Bonds and a Pango, and
Yep.
they definitely don't want to rotate middle, so it's a free tower.
And this Enigma's been aggressively jungling, so he's just around the corner,
Well,
ready to
Midas
push in on that
percent.
action.
pre
yeah.
7 minus Sven. That's not bad versus Enigma. No boots, obviously, but. And that's going to be rough. If he's against a phase boots Omni, can he even stay in that lane
No,
with
he
just
can't.
a Midas? Yeah,
He
I was like,
cannot.
that's the one issue.
And Enigma's going to show up to your lane with 6 Eidolons and Black Hole in a second here. Is he dead?
Excuse me, sir. Where do you think you're
Hello.
going? This is my jungle now.
Will
I've
the
got
Eidolon-
Eidolons. I've got a stun. You're freaking dead.
Looking like it.
He's trying to flex it off with the Shadow Word, but Moose guarantees it with the Midnight Pulse. I feel like we have as many Moo players as we have King players.
You're right
in
nowadays.
Dota right now.
Moon,
You know?
Moon, Meander, Moose.
Moon,
there was another one. Moon over in SEA.
Yeah.
That was almost as convenient delivery as Uber Eats.
Yep, almost.
Damn, I love that segue.
Thank you.
Chives
Yep.
dealing with the Morph steal here on the bottom. It's been a bit of a struggle for him. Morph is top of the net worth now.
This lane is really difficult, but once you get your Javelin, it feels better, but you're usually still not going to kill the Morphling unless you have a support that provides some sort of heavy nuke or instant stun. Unfortunately, Spirit Breaker doesn't do either, so he's just never really going to threaten Leo enough.
Hi-ya! Here comes Spirit Breaker with the Quap Kicker.
They're going for it,
Still
though.
not enough firepower yet. It's a 3-on-1. He morphs into the Quap, but
Alright,
not
nice
much
gank.
else going to be able to come from it.
He had no mana after he used Morph, so he
Yeah.
couldn't even blink away.
Yeah.
That was a nice. I was gonna be like, Chives is gonna hit 6 in the trees. He might TP topping up for a gank, but hey, killing the Morphling even better.
Good rotation by Quap. They really need the extra hero there.
Before that was the rotation towards that top lane with the Enigma that
Yeah.
BSJ described. We didn't have to see it because he already told us
Yeah, I told you
what
it
was
was
happening.
happening.
So I just
BSJ
figured
Bob
we'd-
Rossed it for
yeah,
us. Yeah.
so it was ruined. I decided not to show it to anybody. Top lane, Moose caught between two with IX Mike here as they battle over the wards. See a charge out, so it looks like we are going to go swing, and here comes Brax on the back end of the disruption, and easily heal bombs him down. Then the Spirit Breaker arrives and says, "What's up?"
Dozing.
Dude, this is literally okay. I do want to say for Zetas, he's a core player. This is exactly core players playing support even in pubs. They're like, I can just suicide. That's what my support's doing every game. This is literally it. Am I wrong?
As long as I'm
When
fighting
Cores
and getting my
play-
hands dirty, they can't complain about me.
Yeah, when
Better than
Cores
doing
play
nothing.
supports, this is what happens.
When it happens in the laning stage, I'm like, I don't care if you've never played support in your life. Don't you know what you want from a support in the lane? How do
yeah.
you not know when to kind of pull? I don't mind if you mess up the pull, but don't you know you're supposed to pull? You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. I've had a few game-ruining supports recently, and it's made me salty if you couldn't tell.
Oh God, Chives, I don't know about this one.
Brax is low.
Yeah, he
He
might be able to
is.
execute Brax if he gets real lucky.
He's about to be level
no.
8, about to be level 8, but not quite going to be able to get there. Disruption catches Chives on the way in. They look to turn around and get the grab on the Spirit Breaker, but Radiant can't quite get the catch. Mike cuts him off with a little bit of a poison damage, but it's
No matter what they're doing, like you can fight, you can push towers, you can defend towers, but like whatever that is, they need to do it with the Quap.
Yep. She's the only one who can do literally anything right now.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Rushing
And
and Ags.
if she doesn't feel comfortable fighting, then like you can't defend that tower. That's a situation where they could have just both died and they would have
For
like
nothing.
yeah, the risk is not worth the reward. There is no reward. You're not defending that tower.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize the difference between like what separates skill level of players. It's never like team fight execution for the most part, unless every other part of their game is equal. It's what's happening outside of fights, like the efficiency on the map. We're just noticing nothing's really happening in this game, and they just have the top 4 net worths, or 4 out of 5 of the top net worths. They're just playing the map better on the side of Beast Coast. Like you just have more heroes hitting more creeps, and that means unless they're consistently winning fights on Dire, they're just going to be slowly but surely bleeding to death.
Yep, and it's so hard for them to take fights when you're against an Omni and Enigma who can just sit back from far while
Yep.
the rest of your team does work.
And that's like the point, right? Beast
Yeah,
Coast
exactly.
knows they can just. That's why they're not doing anything. It's like they're up by 5K, but why do anything when you can just be up by 10K in 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
do something?
And like you have neither one of your supports can hit creeps for you to push out the lanes. So it means that like Pango is always doing it. Quap is always doing it, especially if Bleak's going to be farming neutrals.
Yeah.
Right? So then that means, well, your Pango and your Quap are the heroes you want to play around with to get kills as well.
Dire looking
so.
to make a jump happen before Radiant can go on their bottom tier 1 assault. Sonic Wave. Warlock ult up now. Drops it. Catches the 2. But where's the firepower going to be coming from? They need more follow-up to really get the most out of this. They're bumping and grinding up against this DP, pushing her back, but the heal's there. And she's also got the Shadow Word. She's fighting through it. She's siphoning up. Meanwhile, jumping in the back, it's going to be Chives trying to get in the grind, forces the Snake King back in away, and it's actually Quap picking up the triple kill here. Old Suck.
There you go. That's
the comeback.
Perfect fight, man.
Doesn't come to play yesterday.
Yep.
Comes to play literally today.
They almost end up beating Cole. Nice team fight there. That's Pango, right? You do so much damage early. You get one fatal bonds on him. They burst down one immediately. They kill Shadow. I didn't even see where Shadow was. He just kind of died off the screen, and
he hit the perfect heroes in his roll-in. He hit the 2 supports, and then he controlled Death Prophet immediately, so she wasn't able to get like early Spirit Siphons in the fight.
I just want to remind that the lead went from 5K to 4K, and they took no objectives.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what I meant by they play the map better. The lanes are always pushed in, so your fights that are like, you have to win like 6 fights to get an objective. It's like anytime Beast Coast gets like a single kill, they'll just take a tower. And that's like the problem, right? So even though that looked all good for them, it's almost right back where we started, and now you don't have Golem.
Use Guardian, but they still have Black Hole available to them if they'd like.
Off the wall, perfect.
Lose is flexing, they get some good bumps. It's Brax to go down, and it's a good grab. Dire feeling confident, continuing to charge forward. They get a slash onto the Morph, and he frantically waveforms away. The chase is going to be on. Spirit Breaker moving in, connects with the charge. The Fatal Bonds is also there. Nether Strike to bump him back. Queen of Pain bringing in the Assault. He's flexing all the gains he can, but it's not going to be enough.
Nice.
Old Suck claim another skirmish here in the bottom lane. Can they follow it up with objectives, though?
Well,
this time they should.
Yeah, that one mattered.
I can't believe they went for that fight in the first place with no like exorcism up.
Look at the top 2 net worth, too. They just switched that quick. Sven is way up now out of nowhere because he was farming top. That was the only thing. Like, they weren't getting objectives, but Sven actually pushed from this tier 2 all the way to like their tier 1 and then TP'd in. And now they get a tier 1. Wow. What a turnaround.
Yeah, now you're seeing the net worth matter. I can't believe they just walked back bottom. I think their thought was they don't have Golem and we have Black Hole, so let's force the issue. But you don't have DPL, which is like your primary source of mid-game damage.
I know you said Ags first Quap, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but if you're just going to be fighting, right, it's 70 seconds less on the cooldown, which is a lot.
Is it not 45 at all levels? Can you check that?
Well, the Ags.
What's the key?
40-second cooldown.
40 seconds, so it's a lot off the cooldown. It's 95
Even more,
seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 95 seconds.
In a game like this, right, you have Fatal Bonds and you have a Sven who can maybe outcarry this Morphling. I don't hate it, especially because he almost has it.
Yeah. And you also need to, like, I
like it with Fatal Bonds.
It's almost one for every creep wave as well, right? So even in some downtimes, you could just use it to quickly push in lanes, get better map control.
Kills all the Eidolons, too, if they're pushing.
Yeah.
Brax on the way out is charged up, but
Obviously
not going to follow through once he steps out from the jungle. Radiant make their presence known, and they backpedal a bit and go into the Roche here.
Warlock rocks up, though.
It is back up now.
And they have a Pango.
So
there's no way, unless you win a fight, you ain't taking that.
Got to win a fight. Got to push him back.
I almost feel like Old Suck, if they somehow get map control, they don't have to win a fight to take Roche. They can take Roche slowly because you don't care about the Enigma walk in because you have a Warlock.
Yeah, this game suddenly became a little bit weird by Beast Coast forcing the issue. Only a less than a 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, this Sven's 2,000 gold up now. His farm has accelerated exponentially.
Never doubt NA's ability to make the game more difficult than it has to be.
Make the game better for us,
yes,
the viewers.
Entertain the viewers is what I meant.
So in the stalemate economy farm game, it's Dire kind of taking over now. So with Beast Coast having all their ults up, I imagine they need to try to get back to pushing on one of these side lanes or something.
I think, honestly, they're going to wait for, like, one person to make a mistake. Like, either here, a Spirit Breaker overcharging, and then it's a 5-on-4. It's pretty easy.
All right, Pango.
Wow, nice dodge.
Slickly slides out.
Wow.
The rocket's there. Oh, lots of damage on that DP. She got to get the hell out of dodge if possible. Chives charging forward. Manages to bump the 2 of them and lock them in their spot. But eventually Rio will heal up, and this could be the turn for Radiant. They pop the Guardian Angel and start running forward.
Bleak still has God Strength on. They have to be careful.
But Dire simply step back, wait it out, and maybe look for their own reapproach here. Bleak eviscerates the wave.
Well,
they are hesitant to kind of charge in. There's going to be the Yule's turnaround.
Here's what I was talking about. Wait for that one mistake.
TP, but
there it is.
Not there. And that means Radiant could possibly scooch themselves into the pit. You still have Exorcism. You still have the thread, the black hole.
Yeah, literally one mistake in your Roche. That's all it takes.
Yeah, no more rock anymore. No more reason to fight. If you're Dire, just take the whole map, farm and farm. And try to stall things out so Beast Coast can't make the most out of this Aegis.
Yeah, Beast Coast positioning is going to have to be way better. If you get 4-man Fatal Bond into another 4-man Quad, you are just going to lose fights, like straight up. They need to be a lot more careful. But now this game gets a lot easier, right? You just wait for the next Death Prophet ulti, and pretty much you can 5-man with it.
About 2 minutes or so before that happens, but Radiant feeling good off the back of that. Get back to their own farm. The Crest coming together here for Snake King. Greaves is done for Moose, and he's going to be eyeballing a Blink Dagger next.
That's my boy Brax, man.
Kookaburra just beat Black Sheep. Pretty handedly, too.
Oh,
they had
did
like
they?
That's a pretty big win. They needed that.
They had a 10K lead by 20 minutes and had a 20K lead by 30, and held that until finally it had in
Hopefully
40 minutes.
Bloody Nine didn't bring out the middle Wraith King or anything.
So is Black Sheep out then, or they still have a chance?
They still have a chance. Because they were 2-1 yesterday, right? Or 2-2. So they should be 2-3, so
if they go
4-3,
then they could be in a tiebreaker.
maybe even 3-4. And NA could be 3-4.
Yeah,
The problem is that Black Sheep, their matches to be played are Complexity and J-Storm.
And both of those are happening
What's bad
on
about
this
that?
stream.
What's bad about playing against Complexity? No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I mean, they have looked rough. Of all the sponsored teams, they've looked yikes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For sure. For sure.
You'll be a soda jinx.
We'll be seeing those matches, the last two matches, unless there's tiebreakers.
Oh, Brax finds him. And he's an Omni Knight, so I guess he's not going to do anything with that.
You got to ulti out. I was about to say, you got to get the hell out of there.
Whee!
That's one of the funnest. I love doing that.
There was this
Rolls
one.
and TPs.
There was one clip I had where I was TPing out and a Pango was rolling on me, and he tried to.
When he jumped
shield
over
crash, and he jumped over
I
me.
remember that. I love that one. Yes.
I was like, how the hell did you actually pull that one off?
It's like more impressive that he
that he
effed up.
missed.
Yeah.
I was like, now do that again. Now
Please.
purposely jump over me again without.
You probably
hitting
couldn't
me.
do it right. Like
Yeah.
that's actually like a frame perfect thing.
It was so funny. I was like, oh! Like you see my face just tighten up, and he just jumps over.
Chives is going an old school build.
Oh!
Jeez, that's the
Jeez.
That's
That's
the
an arcane
arcane
rune,
rune. What's the
yeah.
cooldown on Quap's ulti?
That's going to be about 30
20 seconds. It's
Yeah.
going to be right
What?
back.
They have fatal bonds. You definitely go with tier 2.
Back at this bottom tier 1. They finish it off. Then they pop the Exorcism and then look to burst. But the Guardian Angel's there, and so's the Disruption. God's Strength is flex. Quap's ult's going to be back up in just a moment. They need to line it up with the Fatal Bonds.
He's
going
to burst him down, right? He's got to be careful.
He is going to get hit with the rock right now.
Nice.
The hit
Missed.
back, and there's the Quap to go for the finish.
What a black
Big
hole.
black hole, but the follow-up
Nice
damage
Mercedes.
may not be there. Loses bump back,
Beast Coast?
and he's quickly slaughtered
Godlike.
down.
Pix Leader's
Here comes
godlike.
Bleak.
Bonk.
Wow.
Damn.
Dude, Mercedes getting the cancel in that black hole just saved that
Yeah.
super hard.
So I've talked about this before. Bird, Eagle from Team Freedom, he
Yes.
used in pubs
The
when
big
things
man.
were going rough, he would sometimes give a
Whoa,
casual
whoa.
feed.
Like that?
Yes, to remind his team. He's like, when his team wouldn't listen to him, he'd be like, guys, if you don't listen, I'm running down mid. And they wouldn't believe him. So then he'd run down mid, and he's like, guys, you want to listen to me now? And then they'd listen to him.
And they'd win.
So think about it. This is what Pix Leader was doing yesterday. He's like, guys, I was tilted. I didn't want to play yesterday. But we're going to come back in fine form for day 2 of these qualifiers.
Dude, this Sven is
and I'm going to go beyond godlike against Beast Coast. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. The only thing they have against Sven now is like Omni, and because this Morphling and DP are going to get like 2 or 3 shot by this Sven and like one more item.
Yeah, he's going to hit like a truck. And I think he just should go.
Shadow Blade Orc is what he has queued up. What do you want him to go?
I think he should just go. I think just BKB or Blink.
Versus Shadow Demon?
Yeah.
I think that's probably why he doesn't, right?
I don't
At least
know.
the BKB. I like Blink. I agree with you on Blink.
Yeah, I'm saying one of the two. I feel like you got to just
Mike?
run in and you should build some item that makes it easier to do
You
that.
can, you can commit ultis on Quap now every single time if you really want. Not even going to.
And the bash.
If you watch Chives and Mercedes and the way they play these fights every time, they're always trying to hit the back line. So at the same time that Bleak says that he's going to hit the Death Prophet, right? So last time it was Spirit Breaker, like charged straight to Mike right as Bleak started banging on the Death Prophet because they know that the disruption save is like really important in that situation. Same goes with Chives, always trying to like hit the Omni Knight as well as the Shadow Demon.
With with the Pango, with the Spirit Breaker, they have a lineup that could just cause a lot of chaos, specifically for those back liners.
Yeah.
And then Rock and burst him.
Too.
That's
yes,
it.
Exactly.
Fatal Bonds, Rock, burst down the cores.
And that's what I was talking about with him going like an old school build, because he recognizes that his job in this game has to do more with control and less with damage. Pretty much everyone, if they're going like they get the Javelin, they're getting the Maelstrom because it's such a big damage upgrade. But in his head, he's saying like damage isn't all that important. What's more important for me is just to control up the enemy and provide more sustain for like my my Quap to make sure she doesn't get bursted down.
I actually can't stand when my Pangoliers go like Maelstrom damage items when you have no other hero that does it. Like I had a game the other day where I played Slark and my Pango went like Maelstrom Diffusal Basher, and the other team just had team fight items and we didn't. And so I think this is, I'm just like complimenting him on top of your point because it's, you have no other hero on your team that's going to build that stuff. So
you have to like sometimes take a step back, right, and say like, what is the point? What do I do in this game?
Wow. He just gets found.
They don't need damage. Like, why would he build more damage? You have a Sven, you have a Quap, you have Fatal Bonds. Like, you're going to do plenty in fights with your abilities kit.
Wait, he has a Shadow Blade and 3,000 on Sven?
Wait, does he really?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Damn, he's going full 4 Orchid.
Shit.
He's yoked. Jump in. Top.
Oh, baited.
Very greedy.
What? That's beyond god. That's a godlike spree.
For Leo.
Wow.
800 gold for a morph. Okay, yeah, that's a tip.
Okay, take back everything I just said about what Pix Leader was doing today.
No, maybe he was doing it again in this very game.
Reminder,
if you don't listen to me right now.
I said gank top.
See what happens when you're not top? I die.
We used Godstrafe bottom. We just killed the Enigma. I said top.
Dude, I love people with that attitude, man. See what happens when you don't come with me? But, like, it's a two-way street, man. Like, why are you there without your team? Like, we all have to work together. This isn't some
and that's a mentality you wouldn't have if party queue was more prevalent, probably.
All jokes aside, that kind of mentality is very prevalent and happens way too much.
Yeah. Blink Dagger, I like it on Enigma. You do need this now. I feel no more counter initiating for him. He has to go in.
Yeah, but the Golem makes it so he has to wait for the specific time.
And he's almost level 12, almost level 2 Golem. Not the biggest upgrade, but it's nice.
They have no way to jump and get that backliner and get him out of the picture right away besides a blink black hole catch on the backside. It's going to be very awkward. Warlock could just hide in the back. Hide in the back, hold the rock, get ready to cancel the black hole.
Bottom lane, that's some serious dozing, I believe.
Oh, he's going in. He has the Orchid now on Bleak, too. Oh, they have a Sentry, though. Oh, no. What a nice Sentry ward.
Convenient Sentry right there.
Might just dead, though. Maybe not.
Nope. The chase is on.
He might just be dead.
Sven is far from home. Can he take lives with him? He's trying to chunk his way through and kill Mike from the backside of the Death Prophet, but unsuccessful there.
Yep.
But that's another grab. Leo gets the 4 times kill streak on Sven now.
Why are they not playing with Pix Leader or Bleak?
Yeah, why are they playing this like a pub? Like, I'm actually confused. Like, that's why I meant about BKB and Blink. You're going Shadowblade Orchid because that's like a pub build, right? Like, that's totally a pub build.
Yikes, that is 2 kill streaks now handed over to our Morph.
It feels like it, right? It's just like these last 5 minutes, you guys were owning, right? You're countering. It feels like Beast Coast, right? They started splitting up, and Old Suck didn't know how to deal with that. But when they're playing as 5, right, you're like, well, we have a Warlock. We can play as 5, and now there's a different strategy. They're just kind of lost.
All right, push back to bottom lane. Can Old Suck
you just Quap ulti
repeat this?
You don't have a Sven,
Charges out. The bump is there. Lean in, Quap ult to hit the wave, to hit the DP, but
almost got him.
Not much else to be able to stop them in their tracks.
Don't you have a Pango and an Axe Quap? Don't you just kill the creep wave and not do that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know. This Sven build, like, you look at his net worth, that's an Orchid, and that just doesn't do anything, to be honest. Like, his difference between him and the Morph is an Orchid.
I think, yeah, if you had even like a Blink Orchid, the Shadow Blade, if you have a Blink Orchid, you actually can just kill the Omni, I feel. But like with Shadow Blade Orchid, you're never going to be able to do that. Ever.
I've had the problem of getting too cute in professional matches, and I've learned just build normal items, and the game goes normally.
What was the game where you got 2 Q? What was the build?
There was a game against Optic on PL that I went Shadowblade Orchid Nullifier.
Oof.
And it was actually kind of cool, but it made the game really hard to play. And we probably would have won if I just went normal items.
Okay, we got a fast Brax. Oh.
I thought you were saying okay to BSJ. Okay,
No.
win. Just kidding.
Optic, a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Damn, dodges the ult.
Waveform right through that. Just a trade of creeps in the mid lane. But no one pulling the trigger. Dire step off, get back to their farm. Quap going for the sheep next after completing the leak-ins.
This means that there's a lot of useless net worth on Bleak if he doesn't find these pickoffs for like every team fight. The Shadowblade Orchid, you know, if there's just sentries in place in a lot of these situations, then it's empty slots.
Yeah, the intention is not working out for some of the items, but Bleak is grinding his way through the bottom lane while Radiant get their head start on the Roche inside the pit.
You want to fight Severe Dire, but it's going to go down way too quick.
Yeah, I mean, they have the tools to counter it, but they're so far away. They just
might still
now
take it, honestly.
to head that direction. Yeah, you might still
take
a fight.
No matter what.
They saw how fast they were able to take the Aegis down last time. Maybe they feel pretty good. And, well.
They didn't think Roche.
No, I mean, they scanned up here, so I guess they didn't really have.
I still think
they're
you
catching
take
him
this.
on the way
I really
back.
think you take this.
They got the vision. They see Brax.
Got great
they
positioning.
See Rioa. If they don't make something happen here, charges in.
Nice put under.
Swinging in. There's the rock. Connection onto 3. Follow-up stun. Quap ult's there. They can't burst anyone down yet. It's going to be IX Mike finally to drop first. Rioa, though, in the back of that BKB, siphoning away, sucking up all that life. Her and Morph shredding through. They take Bleak down. East Coast seem to be getting the best of this one. Meanwhile, in the back, back and behind, a black hole catch onto 2 with the Midnight Pulse is decent damage. Brax there to assist with the heal. To the high ground, the blast. That is going to be Quap taken down.
I think they had to. I thought they were going to jump when they saw Omni Knight.
Same, and they didn't. He didn't hit the fatal bonds on anyone. He put him under and he fatal bond one dude. That is not how you win a fight here.
Oh, nice catch.
Like either way, I don't think Spirit Breaker starts that fight. Like most of the time, Spirit Breaker wants to start those fights, and I fully agree with it. But in that situation, I think when you're behind the enemy and you have good vision like that,
you have the ward. Yeah.
Like wait until your one of your big damage dealers is making their push forward.
And that's another thing. If he had Blink instead of Shadowblade,
you
Blink on top of the Omni. You have the Warlock Rock. You have the Charge. It's really, really good. The Shadowblade actually, I don't even hate the Orchid. It's just a Shadowblade I really hate.
It's just the concept behind the build is what I like to
Yeah.
harp on, because when you harp on specific items, it can be misleading that item that you think that item on that hero is bad, right?
Yeah.
It's like the concept of his build in this specific game is just wrong. Like if you just build to team fight, your hero will be useful. Like you had that 4K, 5K gold lead a bit earlier, and if you just build, I'm gonna run over you and fights items like Blink BKB Daedalus or Blink BKB Bloodthorn. Like I don't even care what the damage item you choose is. But instead, you make the game more complicated than it has to be, and then suddenly you go from a 4K net worth lead to down by 4K, and they still have Aegis, right? On Morph?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so suddenly you're just in a...
And he has an F-blade flying out.
This is like an unrecognizable situation compared to what you were 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you were by far in the lead, and now you're just... This Morphling's almost 6-slotted.
Yep. Do you see the courier flying up through these wards, these aggressive Dire wards? They may have a hunch that this smoke approach is coming.
Probably should. Old Skip the Frog just flying around, having a good old time.
He's sightseeing in the jungle.
And yeah, they drew out the line. I think Dire are pretty privy to what is happening here. And instead, we'll drop a couple of wards down.
It's a good map control smoke either way, like even if they don't get a pick off of it.
Oh my goodness, son. You're feeling quite aggressive. Gets a half-life shot onto Chives, and they begin their assault into the high ground.
Nice. Little siege move. It's a lot of ghosts.
Yes, it is. That tier 3 is done. Now it's onto the racks. What can they do with this? They do have the rock up and ready. They have to dish out an early Quap ult. Flex off the wave. Bleak from behind. Trying to get the catch grab onto DP. Burst is not quite there, and it's Bleak who actually ends up falling. He may have to buy back here, and he does. Chives now rolling through. Warlock trying to slow them down. Charge forward, though. I don't think they're going to amount to a whole lot from this. It looks like Chives could be going down next as he tries to get the killing blow onto IX Mike. But it is the Morph who's running him down. They get that.
Man.
Meanwhile, back inside the base,
If
Bleak is forced back.
If they take that fight like 30 seconds early, the only Bleak would have just blew up the Omni, but he got the Lotus like literally 10 seconds before that, so he just took off the Orchid and heavenly graced himself. Once again, timings. That hurts. Now the game's just over at this point. Your Sven, he does have just useless items, and he used his buyback. No God Strength.
Tier 4s or top racks? Looks like top.
I can't imagine killing Morphling once, but
yeah,
he may manage to slip up and get bursted once.
Fatal Bond's Quapple. Yeah, that's like the one way you die here.
Double buyback. Shadowblade charge. They use them.
Kill him.
Silence, movement, pop. They got the hole. It's got 3. And that should be it. They wipe out 4 now. 1 has to buy back, but there is not nearly enough defensive firepower, and they're going to have to call it. Old Suck Gaming hanging in there for a bit, but Beast Coast ultimately get the G.
A lot better than I thought they would do. Like, they definitely had a chance to win that game, but I think this is what we're talking about, right? Like, it's a learning experience for them. I'm sure they're going to learn a lot from that. There's a lot. BSJ, you talked about item build on Sven. Some of the like defenses of towers, there's no reason to do it, but I mean, if they go against Gelato in that toilet bowl, I probably would favor them. Like, honestly, after watching that game compared to the forward versus Gelato game, they like have a clear idea of how to play Dota and defend towers, but you got to clean it up.
Yep. I mainly look at Beast Coast obviously from here, and this is what I was concerned about yesterday was their consistency of being able to play at the level we saw them play, but can you do that every game? And I feel like they kind of played down to the level of their opponents this game, and that's always a little nerve-wracking when you see that in a qualifier, because they should
run over them, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
So what does this mean? I see that my man Cap over here has the standings up for us. Production, Control Center will probably bring them up as soon as they're refreshed and ready.
Beep boop pop boop.
But this means that Beast Coast now scoot up to what, 5-1 with that win?
Yes, that will be 5-1.
They're going to change it. They're qualified officially now.
Boom, they have secured their spot into the playoffs. They can rest a little bit easier and expect to be playing tomorrow in the serious action. Unfortunately for Old Suck, though, this is more than guaranteed. I think they were already guaranteed out.
They were guaranteed last, yeah.
Now they're 0-6. But that middle area, though, whew, things are getting juicy with all of our upcoming series here, as they all can matter.
This next one is the biggest of the big boys. Complexity Kookaburra.
Woo.
Yeah.
I believe, if Complexity loses, they're just done, I actually think, because that would be...
Kookaburra will have 4 wins.
Yeah,
and Complexity
J-Storm already
can't
has
get 4. Yeah,
exactly.
So they are out if they
lose. This is actually a huge... This might be the biggest game we're going to watch, I have a feeling. Complexity Kookaburra. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. And that is coming up next on this channel, Beyond the Summit. We will be going to a break. When we return, more North American qualifier action to continue.